If you've ever headed into the holidays with a Pinterest-worthy mindset and visions of warm and fuzzy feelings and family connections, only to end up annoyed, frustrated, and silently judging, or not so silently judging, your father's third political rant of the night, this episode is for you. I think this is a great episode to have right before the holidays. I know so many people that I talk to, maybe everyone I talk to, has experienced some version of this, right? We want to have a beautiful connection, a beautiful holiday season, and then several hours in, we get around our family and Uncle Joe is really annoying us again, or Aunt Sue is commenting on how much weight we've gained again, or Dad's going off talking about China again. And instead of feeling the love for these people in your life, you are steaming and fuming and frustrated and just annoyed and thinking, why did I even come to this thing? So that's what we're diving into today. And I'm going to give you several tools that you can use that are really going to help you reframe your mindset, and also practical tools you can use in the moment that are going to help you stay in a present place of gratitude and love instead of getting sucked into frustration and annoyance. Family dynamics can be really interesting. You have spent a lot of your adult life growing and expanding and working on your mindset and accomplishing great things. And then something really weird happens when you get surrounded by all the people who knew you when you were this high, and they've seen you as a little kid, and they've seen you as a crazy teenager, and they've seen you as an irresponsible college student, or whatever it is. And sometimes we can kind of dip back into that family dynamic. And in some ways, we almost feel like a kid again, which can be good, but it can also be really bad. A lot of us have roles that we have just kind of accumulated over time in our families. Like maybe you're the people pleaser, or the peacemaker, or the delegator, or maybe you're kind of the forgotten one. Whatever your roles are in your family, it can really make you start to second guess your own growth that you have been doing. And I just want to say, you're not alone. We all feel this, and it is completely human and okay. So I think it's important to say that this episode is not about fixing anyone. It's also not about forgiving every past hurt. It's really just about protecting your peace and setting yourself up to actually enjoy the time that you are choosing to spend with them. So keep in mind, you are doing this for you, not for them. Although, if you can stay present and stay in a place of love and gratitude and joy, it's obviously going to benefit them as well. Okay, so let's dive into a few things you can do that are really going to help you enjoy this holiday season. Number one, put away your rule book. We all have one, and you may not even realize it. And honestly, you probably have more than one. This is your mental list of how people should behave, what they should do, how they should speak, right? And you may have one for your mom and a different one for your nephew, and a completely different rule book for your grandmother. Think about things like, my sister should just be more grateful. Aunt Sue really just needs to stop complaining all the time. My dad should really stop talking about politics so much at the dinner table. Uncle Ben really needs to quit eating so many sweets, right? The list goes on and on for these rules that we have made up for other people in our lives. And the thing is, the more we cling to the rule book that we have for them, the more frustrated we get. This is self-inflicted frustration. And by the way, they never agreed to these rules. You are not the CEO of their lives. It's not like you drew up these standard operating procedures for them and they signed off on it, or like, yes, I agree to these rules, right? They don't even know what your rules are half the time. But even if they do, and here's the tough love part, they get to live their lives however they want. It really is none of your business. Just like it's none of their business how you live your life. And listen, when you can release that rule book, you will release a ton of tension without even realizing it. So think through your family members that you're going to be around this holiday season and see if you can identify the rules that you have for them, and see if you can kind of start to let go of those rules. And it might be kind of entertaining when you're around them, because you will totally catch yourself if you go through this exercise, calling them out in your mind for breaking your rules. But at least by identifying it, You can almost laugh at yourself. You'll see it show up in the moment, and you can catch yourself and go, oh, yeah, this is actually my issue right now, not theirs. And that can be super helpful. Okay, number 2 is check your expectations. If Aunt Sue always talks about your weight when you're around her, do not go into this holiday season expecting her to all of a sudden magically be different. This is not going to be the year that everyone changes. Going into it expecting them to suddenly behave differently is just setting yourself up for disappointment. And by the way, it really is okay that they do the things that they do. They are just being who they have always been. So instead of fooling yourself into thinking it's going to be different this year, just prepare yourself. Go ahead and think through what is likely to happen and decide how you're going to handle it in advance. So one thing you can do is just have an exit plan ready. If Dad starts going off about politics and you don't want to be included in that conversation, you just say, oh, I'm going to go grab a drink real quick. Or I'm going to go to the restroom. I'll be back in a minute. Or, oh, I need to go put the pie in the oven or whatever. Have some things in mind in advance that you can fall back on. And listen, this is not you being rude. This is just you choosing calm over the chaos that's going to happen in your own mind if you stay in that situation. Another thing that can kind of make this a little bit fun is to make a little bit of a game out of it with yourself. So before you go, maybe you make a list of the people that really push your buttons and write down some of the things, right? What's their thing that they do that really gets under your skin? And then when you're in the moment and you're around them, you watch for the thing. So when Uncle Ben makes his 10th trip to the dessert table, you can just sit over there and watch him. And instead of being annoyed and frustrated that he's not taking his health seriously enough, you just in your mind think, yep, called it. That was on my list. This can really just help take the sting out of it and turns that irritation into something so much lighter. Okay, number 3 is make a gratitude list. Now, this isn't just a general gratitude list about anything you're grateful for. And again, this is an exercise that's done before you ever arrive. You're going to sit down and you're going to write out the people you know who are going to be there. Write as many of them as you can think of, but especially the ones who push your buttons. And then just take a few minutes on each name and really think about the things that you love about them, the sweet memories you have of them, something nice they said to you when you were 10, maybe something they taught you to do when you were little, the way that they always make everyone laugh. Whatever you can think of, put it on your list. This is not about toxic positivity. We aren't trying to deny reality or pretend like everyone is perfect because, listen, nobody's perfect, including you, right? Everyone has good and bad in them. And by making this list of the good things, it can really soften your energy around these people before you ever walk in the door. It's like emotional armor, but in a really good way. You're walking in with an open heart rather than one that's on edge. Okay, number 4, tap out when you need to. So remember, you are allowed to step away. You are allowed to take breaks. You are allowed to tap out. We already talked about having an in-the-moment go-to. Go to the restroom, go grab a drink, whatever. But other ways that you can tap out is by giving yourself some space over the time that you're there. So maybe for you, you want to have mornings that are slow and you start out sitting in bed reading a book rather than joining everyone for breakfast. That is okay. Maybe the family is planning to gather for 7 days and you know that you kind of start to lose it after about 4. There is no rule that you have to stay for all 7 days. You can absolutely plan in advance to only spend 4, and that's okay too. Nobody's giving out medals for surviving 7 days. Maybe you plan a daily walk for yourself where you just excuse yourself and you go walking outside for 30 minutes or an hour. That is a great way to give yourself some space, some quiet, some peace, move your body, get those good endorphins going, and just take a break. Or maybe like me, you take a nap every day. Yes, even at grandma's house. Listen, I do take a nap every day, and that absolutely includes the holidays. I know myself well, and I know that if I don't get that nap, I get a little cranky and I'm going to be so tired at the end of the day. And so skipping that nap isn't good for me or anyone else. You get to design this gathering the way that it works for you. And it's not selfish, it's self-aware. You are not there to perform. You are there to connect and enjoy. And that requires you being rested and real. Okay, number 5, notice the good stuff. Everything else has been leading us to this one. I want you to actually notice the joy that is available to you, surrounded by these people who love you. When you are not braced for battle, you will see the sweet moments so much easier. You will enjoy laughter in the kitchen, the shared stories, and the smell of your favorite childhood dishes baking. But I also recommend that you give yourself a daily gratitude ritual while you're there. So maybe before you go to bed each night, you think of one thing that stands out to you that you could be grateful for from that day. Or even better, practice what I call gratitude on the toilet. This is actually one of my favorite gratitude practices because we all go to the bathroom multiple times a day. And most of us are scrolling on our phone or reading a shampoo bottle, right? But why not use it for something better? Why not use that time to think about something you're grateful for, something nice that happened since the last time you were in there? It is a quick dose of gratitude that is surprisingly grounding. When you are going through your day, though, looking for those moments that you want to remember later in your gratitude practice, whatever it is, you are much more likely to notice them. Imagine that. When we look for good things, we find good things. So let's look for the good stuff. Listen, the holidays can be beautiful and messy all at the same time. You can love your family deeply and still need some space. And you can be grateful and still get a little irritated. Just remember, you are not responsible for how everyone else behaves, only how you behave and how you respond. You are responsible for how you show up, how you care for yourself, and how you protect your peace. So this year, I challenge you to walk in with your eyes open and your rule book tucked away. And choose what works for you as you go through the day. Tap out when you need to. Give yourself the space you need and let yourself actually enjoy the laughter and the pie and all those small moments that remind you why you love these people and why you keep coming back every year. All right, guys, if you loved this episode, I would be so grateful if you could rate it, review it, subscribe, and share it with some other midlife woman you know who's struggling with the same stuff. All right, my friend, that is all I've got for you today. Go be fabulous and enjoy the holidays. Make sure you take my free Shift Happens quiz to find out what you're really craving next in midlife. Or if you think you might be ready to dive into one-on-one coaching with me, book a free clarity call. You'll find both links right below the video.